Almost isn't good enough.
I have a bad reputation to keep. Fuck you.
There's something in the water. I don't like the flavor, I don't like the taste. Searching for nirvana. Something that'll take it all away from me. Don't bother me, my misery. It's holding me, won't let me speak. Please
How could I
forgive
kill
me,
you?
I've got demons in my head. Please forgive me, I've got demons in my head. Trying to eat me, trying to feed me lies until I'm dead. Please forgive me, I've got demons in my head. It's creeping in, it's gonna get me by the end of the night. I'm sinking deeper, still I'm reaching for the end of the light. Burning in the lava. You can go and pray this type of pain away. Don't bother me, my misery. It's holding me, won't let me speak. Please forgive me, I've got demons in my head. Please forgive me, I've got demons in my head. Trying to feed me lies until I'm dead. Please forgive me, I've got demons in my head.
You're hilarious.
I feel like I can't breathe. I feel like I can't sleep. I'm a whale. I feel like I can't breathe. I feel like I can't sleep. I'm a whale. Please forgive me,
Wait, if I am to blame, the sky falls down upon me. And you assume I no longer possess the power to crush you.
my head.